Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good night, everyone. Today I will share about my listening log, the podcast that I listened 2 weeks ago. And wait, I will share screen. Okay, guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Well, the title of my listening log, I gave name Perception of Life, Embracing Stoicism in Everyday Existence. Well, next. This is the 3 podcasts that I choose. The first is You Don't Lose People, You Return Them, Stoic Philosophy, and the second is Stoicism, How Marcus Aurelius Keep Calm, and the third is Stop one thing, Start Accepting, the Philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. Okay, next. I will explain. The first title is You Don't Lose People, You Return Them, Stoic Philosophy. Well, this podcast tell about Stoicism teaches that strong attachment to other people are ultimately selfish and lead to suffering. The key points is Stoics discourage strong attachment to things not in our control, including other people. And second, an excessive fear of losing loved ones leads to irrational thinking and emotional suffering. And then external things like loved ones are not truly ours and are subject to the revolution of the universe. In conclusion, Stoic philosophy on attachment and loss. Um, it This is include attachment leads to selfish desires. Loss is a natural part of life, and the problem with patient's response to lose. The second wait. The second title is Stoicism: How Marcus Aurelius Keep Calm. This podcast tell about meditation gives us an idea of how he coped, Marcus Aurelius, especially with doing less. Marcus Aurelius also meant talking less. Many conversations are non-essential, lead to nowhere, and only waste our time and energy. And the second is short escapes. The effects of traveling are only temporary, thus as soon as the novelty subsides will be confronted with our own minds again. Peace of mind is actually in the soul and in our own perception of things. The third is remembering all shall pass. The realization that everything is temporary means that there's no point in clinging to good times and being strongly averse to bad times. Well, the last podcast, the title of this podcast is Stop Wanting, Start Accepting, the Philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius' philosophy advocates for accepting the universe and its transient nature, embracing fate, dealing with other people, accepting misfortunes, and understanding our nature. The key points, the first is embracing fate. It means Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of accepting the universe and its unpredictable nature. The second is dealing with other people. It means that Stoicism teaches to accept others as they are and not be perturbed, perturbed by their behavior. And next, accepting misfortunes. This is means instead of fighting fate, it is better to wish for the fortitude to handle adversity. And embracing change, it means that change is natural and fearing is it only leads to distress. And next, accepting your nature. We need to accepting our natural attributes and embracing our rational faculty is crucial for the inner peace. And this is my outcome. I have written essay, as you can see. This well. Any questions, guys?
Okay, Resa. Can I ask you something?
Okay, of course.
Do you like a kind of philosophy or anything?
Pardon me?
Do you like philosophy?
Oh, yes. I like philosophy, especially Stoicism, because that helped me a lot to uh, be better. Yes, I like Stoicism. Okay, any question again, please? Okay, guys. So for reflection, I really happy for can do many listening about podcast because yeah, Stoicism it's um one of philosophy that I like, and that so many new vocabulary and also improve my vocabulary and um I'm glad to doing this listening. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Now, I want to share my listening log about podcast that I have listened 2 weeks ago. Okay. Can you see my share screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, the title of my presentation tonight is TEDx Talk. I listened to 3 podcasts, and the first one is Six Behavior to Increase Your Confidence. This podcast tells about the story of a woman that has reached her successful by increasing her confidence. There are 6 behaviors that lead her into the successful itself. The first one is count yourself in. The second is give yourself 20 seconds of courage. The third is take a seat at the table. The fourth is cheers for other people's success. The fifth is booster your confidence for a new activity through your already great performance in another. And the sixth is celebrate yourself constantly. Next, the second podcast is The secret of mentally strong. Okay, there is three kinds of destructive beliefs that make us less effective and rob us of our mental strength. The first one is unhealthy beliefs about ourselves. We tend to feel sorry for ourselves, and while it's okay to be sad when something bad happens, but when we start to things like, why do these things have to always happen to me, or I shouldn't have to deal with it, that way of thinking keep you stuck and keep you focused on the problem. So you need to more trust to yourself in order to get the mental strong. The second is unhealthy beliefs about others. We think that other people can control us and we give away our power. No one can make you sad or angry if you can control your response. Only you have the power of yourself and don't let people control your emotion. And the third is unhealthy beliefs about the world. Sometimes we expect that when we work hard, then we deserve success. But expecting success to fall into your lap is will only lead us into disappointment. And the last podcast is how to talk to the worst part of yourself. This podcast tells a story of a human research who often become a moderator in various focus group discussion. From this forum, she met many people and learned many things about human characters. She said, the saying of love yourself first before loving others is not appropriate because sometimes we can love ourselves more after trying to love and understand other people. All human beings definitely have their own negative sides. It could be our insecurity sides, easily angry, pessimistic, and so on. The way to talk to ourselves is to have a self dialogue with ourselves, like we talk to others. We can try to give appreciation and hug to ourselves. And the outcome of my listening log is poster. The reason why I choose poster as my outcome because poster is easy to make and I interest to editing. And last, my reflection. To be honest, I'm not interested to podcasts because whenever I listen to podcasts, I feel sleepy so bad. When I get this assignment, I try to open up my YouTube and look for podcasts. The first thing that I remember is TED. TED is the most popular podcast that I know, and I'm so amazed because there are a lot of people with a various life story and inspiring other. I think I should more often listen to podcasts and learn more things start from now. Thank you. There is question.
Okay, Indri, I want to ask you something. Can I?
Okay.
Um, you said that you don't like listen to podcasts, and maybe do you have any difficulties when you listen to podcasts? Like, yeah, do you have any difficulties? Ada kesusahan nggak gitu? Soalnya kan sebelum-sebelumnya kamu bilang nggak kurang suka mendengarkan podcast.
Jujur, aku ngerjain ini lama banget.
Hmm.
Soalnya emang kurang tertarik sih sama podcast. Berat banget rasanya. Tapi kayaknya untuk kedepannya bakal lebih sering buat dengerin podcast.
Okay, okay. Then I want to ask about, do you like topic like self-improvement because the ketiga podcast itu like, ya, self-improvement, right? Do you like self-improvement?
Yes, I like it. Yes. Because I think I need more motivation to do something to booster my spirit.
Okay. Can I see your outcome again, please?
Okay. Eh, pas lagi. Wait. Hmm. Okay, can you see it?
Not yet.
Huh?
Ah, I can see. Whoa.
Okay. Do you
Okay.
want to ask me about my outcome?
Maybe why did you choose a brown color for your background of your poster?
I just randomly choose the color because aku pilih yang kira-kira aja gitu. There
Oh,
is no definisi untuk background.
oh, so you choose it randomly?
Yes, it's
Okay,
randomly.
yeah, okay. Well, it is so interesting. Maybe next time I will listen to TED podcast. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Ria, do you have any question?
Yes, I have. I want to
Okay.
ask, is there anything important that you got after this podcast? Ada hal penting yang kamu
Yes.
dari
Hal yang paling aku dapat itu dari podcast yang pertama, itu ada banyak tips tentang gimana caranya buat lebih pede gitu. Kayaknya aku bakal mulai nerapin poin-poin yang aku dapat dari podcast tersebut.
Hmm,
Oke, ada lagi?
Maybe
ya.
maybe enough for me.
Oke, thank you for your very kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, next we will listen to Ria. Maybe you will sharing your listening log.
Okay, guys, can you see my self here?
Yes, I can see.
Yes, I think.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, now I want to share about my listening activities for several days about podcast. The title of listening log can I have is various advice in your life. Next, for the first podcast with the title How Failure is a Part of Success. This video, there is someone with the name Nimai Delgado is a fitness coach and professional bodybuilder. In this video, he discussed the importance of failure and how it is part of success. According to Nimai, many people are afraid for failure because of fear of being judged by others or feeling bad about themselves. However, he said that failure is something that we should accept and use as a lesson to success. Finally, in the end of the video, Nimai concludes that failure is part of the process towards success and we must accept and learn from it. Everyone must have failed at some point in their lives, but that's not the end of everything. We can rise again and be stronger than ever. For the second podcast, with the title "Take Control of Your Mental Habits." In the video, in the podcast, it is explained that mindset. What is mindset? A mindset is one beliefs and opinions about the way the world works. Then there are also the question of why is a change of mind so important? Because a lot of the potential we have it's either limits or expanded by our mindset. Mel, Mel Robbins, the host, says that we can really change anything in our life or our heart or our relationship for the better. One way to change our mind habit is by paying attention to our internal language. Avoid using negative words like can, difficult, or fails. Replace them with more positive words, such as I can, I will try, or I succeed. It is important to pay attention to your surroundings. Next, uh, the last podcast with the title How to Stop Caring About What Others Think, How to Be Your True Self and Stay Unbothered. In this video, there is tips to avoid overthinking other people's or opinion that are presented in this podcast. Uh, One, recognize your own values and purpose of life. Focus focus on the things that you love and that make you happy. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Don't be afraid to be different and show your uniqueness. Don't think too much about the comments or negative opinions of others. And the last, remember that you can please everyone. Next, for the outcome, uh, I choose essay. Why this outcome? Because I want people to understand the content of the podcast that I listen. Writing in the essay, I also think the contents of this essay are easier to understand. Okay, next to my reflection, listen my podcast. After listening to a lot of for this listen, I feel more interested in watching or listen podcasts, especially English language podcasts. Especially, I prefer watching local Indonesian language podcasts. many benefits for watching podcasts, such as getting encouragement from the podcast content and loss of listen from the podcast content. In terms of listening, I also find it quite helpful by listening to podcasts without looking at the subtitle. I feel it. I feel it can improve my listening skill, just like listening to music. Okay, maybe this all my presentation. Any question, guys?
Okay, Ria, I want to ask you something. May I?
Yes.
I think the first and the second podcast is a little bit contradictory because the first podcast, di podcast pertama katanya kita harus ngerasain gagal ya, kalau nggak salah. Terus yang podcast kedua katanya kita tuh gak boleh ngucapin hal-hal yang kayak sulit, gagal, terus kayak gitu-gitu. Menurut aku itu dua podcast itu agak kontradiktif. Menurut kamu gimana pandangan kamu?
Aku milih podcastnya itu kayak apa ya, sembarangan, bukan sembarangan sih. Cuma kan ada beberapa podcast yang aku dengar, yang aku masukin tuh itu yang apa, kan dua dua apa namanya teh, dua podcast yang berbeda ya, isinya juga berbeda, cuma ditekankannya di eh, cara kita buat gak takut kegagalan dalam suatu proses.
Okay, thank you Ria.
Okay, I want to ask you something, Ria.
Yes.
Any podcasts that you have listened?
Yes.
How many that your podcast have you listened on 2 weeks?
5 maybe.
Okay. Why did you choose these 3 podcasts for you want apa yang ingin kamu bagikan kepada orang lain? Kenapa kamu memilih 3 podcast ini di antara yang 5 itu?
Karena di dalam podcast ini kan terdapat banyak banget apa ya, banyak banget pelajarannya gitu nih, kayak
Yeah.
tiga juga
Hmm,
mungkin gitu.
okay. And wait. I am interesting to the second podcast, and in that podcast say that wait. Can I see again the second podcast, please?
What?
Can I see again the second podcast, please?
Wait. Loadingnya lama.
Okay, so in the second podcast, I have read that ya kita harus apa namanya, jangan apa mindset itu merupakan sesuatu yang penting. Jadi jangan pernah mengatakan pada diri sendiri kata-kata yang buruk gitu. Sebab mindsetnya udah kena. Kayak menurut kamu setuju nggak akan hal itu?
Sebentar. Menurut aku sih setuju ya, soalnya kayak kalau pikiran kita, mindset kita tuh kalau negatif, tentu bakalan berdampak sama apa yang akan kita lakukan.
Oh,
Dan ya, menurut aku sangat-sangat penting.
Jadi, so apa masalah yang paling utama dalam diri kita tuh ternyata diri kita sendiri ya, our mindset, our minds. Do you agree with me, Indri?
What? Can you repeat again? Sorry.
Ya, jadi uh, mindset itu hal yang penting ya. Jadi ternyata musuh yang terbesar kita itu pikiran kita sendiri. Apakah kalian setuju?
Yes, setuju sekali karena yang udah aku katain tadi juga mindset itu kan penting ya buat cara kita uh, menangani suatu situasi mungkin.
Oke, terima kasih Ria.
Okay. Any question?
It's enough.
Um, enough for me.
Okay. Thank you for your attention, guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.